Alright, so now we're with A. A is one of the mods of, or at least was, I don't know if he is now, one of the mods of the main Surviv. So I'm going to show you our conversation between me and him. Now keep in mind that there's a major gap in between where I didn't talk with him because I was banned from Surviv main. So basically this is what I said. Can I have permission to post in team recruiting? He said, ha, sir. And he said, what was that ha about? He said, you're good to go. I said, all right. I posted about Dark Movement, which was the clan that, this was back when, I think it was when we got raided the first time. Basically we were starting from scratch, so we need to get our word out again. And I said, he said, knew it. I said, what? And he said, are you sure you don't know what I'm talking about? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So I told Nuke to get somebody else to post the recruiting head. So I see a message from Cryptic and I knew what to expect. I said, oh, well, of course. So this was back when I was doing Reddit posts, basically destroying every logic that the mods had for what they were doing. So I'll pull up the Reddit actually. We'll go through all the Reddit posts in, I guess, probably part 2. Please excuse all the slightly different posts in here. So I posted quite a bit in Surviv subreddit, and I actually got quite a bit of popularity here. 96% upvoted, 95% upvoted, 100% upvoted here. So these weren't unpopular opinions. That's why they got a lot of upvotes. These were like a lot of upvotes for old Surviv. But anyway, basically I said, what's up? How's your week going? He said, yo, Cryptic, my week's been busy AF. I said, so I'm assuming you're too busy for another Reddit post. So his username here is A the Adventurer. Look, he's still talking with, so most of his stuff here is on Surviv. So here's the post I think I was talking about, the Surviv main Discord. It's too quick to ban and is corrupt. So this was a very long conversation here. This could have been the first one and the second one. They're talking about Riot loving Reddit, saying that Riot loves to riot, which is true because guess what? We were all banned from Surviv main for contrasting opinions. So I can prove to you that there's a little over 2,000 bans. Actually, maybe I can't, but I can prove that there is another number later, around 1,000. So there's about 2,000 members 4 or 5 months ago. So this was back in like February of 2019. I got banned for nothing, and I agree that the mod team needs to loosen up a bit because the whole pro community is not in there, and they don't ban people for a fair reason. Usually, like me, for example, they also don't do unbans, which is 100% bad because of how easily a ban can ban you for no reason. Let's look specifically at what A said here. Well, if you'd like to know how to check your ban, usually when people ask why was I banned, it was for a mass DMs ban, which I understand that's probably bad. Should it be bannable? Maybe not on the first try. But anyway, so I said, can you check what mine was for? I was told it was raiding, but I didn't raid anyone. Ban stands to reban from unbanned. Sure you didn't raid? I said, wow, that's really good reason. I bet you can't get much data from that. I bet you cannot find any proof of me raiding a server because I have not raided a server at this point, because spamming messages, in my opinion, isn't raiding a server. Raiding a server is banning people or banning channels, or even mass pinging, I would say, could constitute as raiding depending on who you are. 13% of people were banned here, and this guy said it was okay, but that's bad. So he said, this was over a year ago. This was probably around this time here, 6/20/2019, which is now like a very long time ago. Like what? I don't know. I'm not going to do the math. Like 17 months or so. He said they were working to get an unbanned system in place. That was 3 months ago. So this was now 20 months. A has no power because it's so sad. I think this is where I called him spineless and I actually got banned like a year later because of what I said. So it's gone through some major changes recently, i.e. we're busy, but unbans are still discussed, which to me here, 3 months is a long time to be working on something. And if everybody is truly that busy, then maybe they should get new mods to relieve the load. That seems like a logical thing here. You've got new mods with some pretty bad things happen with a few mods, and devs are kind of somewhat hesitant to promote more. Basically, I'm saying here that he doesn't have an argument. You can see there's so many posts. Literally everybody here pretty much agreed with me. You can see 163 upvotes is a ton, and it was 93% upvoted. So pretty much everybody was in a general consensus here. And you can see here he responded a lot to my DMs, and I'd actually specifically kind of like ask him to. But anyway, remember how I did one of those Reddit posts a month ago talking about the problems with Surviv? I'm in the process of making another one, except this time it's going to be about 5 times as long, and it's going to be publicized to close to 1,000 people. I'm just giving you a warning about it because there could be some unexpected drama about it. So your idea is who's publicizing it, and since the devs, which only go once a month, are the only mods, there could be issues. What's your goal here? To destroy the subreddit? TBH. If I wanted to, I could try just that. It's not that hard. That was my goal. My goal was to change the way the Surviv worked, which you can tell here. I specifically said that. We'll see. I've gotten quite popular in the last couple of weeks since I've written that. I now own 4 servers with close to 1,000 members in it. That's not no. I know somebody who works for the Wall Street Journal, and albeit I hate the Wall Street Journal, they're willing to post articles about pop culture, such as the 3rd biggest battle royale under fire. That was cap. I do know somebody at the Wall Street Journal, but there's no way they'd post something like this. Anyway, so since I know Justin and Nick won't actually read the subreddit, I'm just gonna mail it to Justin's parents' house because unluckily for Justin, he had Surviv.io registered to his parents' house address, and somebody found that out, so his address got doxxed, which is pretty dumb, but that's unfortunate. And so he said, oh, they actually read the subreddit. Where do you think they get insta-memes from? Gotta start from somewhere. Did they read my last post? Because nothing changed. Under fire from one moderately eloquent person. Again. Oh no, I have a team this time. One moderately elegant person. On the subreddit equals 100 angry. You can read that word there. This is true here. The subreddit is still the case. The subreddit is a child that has no love. I don't need a team to take down that subreddit. It's already dead. Abandoned child and totally worthy of abandonment. Which I don't think is any true about any social media. As somebody who knows social media, that's a really foolish way of thinking about it. Anything can help you. So my goal was to show Justin and Nick that they're running the company wrong, which I wrote this really long article. It's still gaining progress now. This is how long my writing was. It's still now getting, 250 supporters 7 months ago. I wrote this 18 months ago, and they're still getting stuff about how things are concerning. I don't publish this anymore. This is just people Googling it. But anyway, that was what I posted in the subreddit. I can probably find it to you and send it to you guys if you want. But write a concept postmortem or feedback they are saying that the devs are coding the game wrong. And I said, oh yeah, they actually listened to feedback, whatever they're advertising wrong or whatever. They're running their business wrong. They have in fact added feedback, considered heavily. I asked Nick the dev, which is like asking Libby if she actually listens to our ideas, which the answer is she's going to tell you yes, but the answer is probably not. It says they up/down votes on feedback. Most stuff. I can show you this example what's wrong in their business. EU's people saying that there was problems as a rebalance. If there's an issue with the guns, they can figure that out themselves. They don't have to rely on Reddit for that. So I said that their social media was basically dormant, which is true because they didn't post on social media at all. I hired a very talented, so basically he said here that they probably don't want to post videos because they won't make the money back. The answer to that is you don't have to hire a very expensive actor to read a story. You can hire somebody for, I don't know how much an actor costs, but I guarantee you could produce a video for less than $200. And they hadn't produced a video in 11 months at this point here. And I noticed a trend here using, trend tracking or whatever through a couple tools that whenever they posted a YouTube video, they'd instantly see an increase in player base for even a week or so after they posted the video, which I'm sure would diminish each time that they posted the video, but still a lot. Two devs, keep in mind that they hire 1.3 million, they make 1.3 million a year in ads. They can hire somebody, I'm sure. Well, you hacked or got their tax blah. It's public from their domain register. It's not hacking at all. You can literally just Google it. Yeah, this is where they forgot to hide their address here. I wasn't trying to harass them. I didn't release their information. I could have released their address. I could have released Justin's phone number. I could have released whatever I wanted to because I had it all. My motive wasn't to harass them or to tank their game or whatever everybody thought it was. It was just because when their company grew, my servers grew and my stream grew. So there's a direct proportion to Nick's and Justin's game being successful and me making money on Twitch, which I know the reason why I streamed wasn't necessarily 100% because of money, but money was a nice thing. And if I was able to get more viewers and more money, why would that ever be a bad thing? So here's the big deal. He said, well, that's what I guess. It isn't hard to do. Ranting against any sort of authority tends to attract audience very fast. I said, that's not true. It only agrees with communities against authority. He said, no, really. It's not hard. Community is usually looking for something to be angry about. It's human nature, which I disagree with. But I said, and I hate to break it to you, but some people are willing to defend the Surviv main servers, but they aren't willing to go against people and say that they're in the right. Even Dope was against Surviv main server, and his livelihood is practically funded by Surviv, which is true. At this point, Dope was making a lot of money making Surviv videos. It was to the point where he realistically could have done it full time. And I said, I disagree. Rocket League is willing to defend pretty much anything that Psionics do, which is true. There's only a few cases where there's actually been total outrage over Psionics because Psionics are professional developers and they know what they're doing. And he said, what's that? It gets different when it's a cult or a smaller group. And I said, because they know Psionics has their best interest, Rocket League is the definition of a cult. It's true. It's very much a cult. And he said, you don't know if someone has their best interest. And I'd say it's very easy to lie and say that you have your best interest at heart. But I think it's very easy to see if somebody truly doesn't have your best interest at heart. Okay, so he said, for all of us knows, us mods have lives and probably only moderate the server as a side hobby. And my response to that is, okay, we'll get mods who don't have lives, which was, at that time, that was me. He said, yeah, see, I've watched plenty of subreddits and discords die. Someone who can be active and who kills them. Because someone who spoke somewhat well came around and said, y'all are being oppressed, got everyone riled up, and the price fell down. And I said, I disagree with that statement. I can tell you right now, there's a couple subreddits I'm in, even right now, that have had issues before where a minority has come in. And by minority, I don't mean like racial minority. I mean like 1% of the population gets upset and it's not enough to crumble the place down because the other 99% is like, well, it's fine here. I don't really see why it's a big deal. I said a very, very similar thing happened on one of my servers where everybody was upset at me because I wasn't making the decisions that they wanted. In reality, they were probably right. I was really bullheaded and thought I knew what I was doing and ended up turning out okay. But anyway, he said clan servers are different. It wasn't a clan server, it was a CWL server. Clanwar League, yes, still Clanwar League. There's 24 clans. I didn't know the game had 24 days in sand. There was a witch hunt against the server. We had facts to debate it. Ended up disbanding because everyone realized they were dumb. Yeah, it seems like most of the mods are a little out of touch. No one advertises the main server anymore because they'll just get banned. Like how eyyy got banned yesterday for advertising DYDX. You think that's fair? Or how Mersu got banned for being a mod in Team Greater. You think that's fair? And he said, what is your idea of the perfect mod team for Surviv? It'd be logically screwed logically, but I'd love to hear. I'm curious. And I said, someone who knows what they're doing is right. Someone who's willing to act with hard evidence rather than emotion. It's funny too, because did you know that nobody in Ghost were active members of Team Greater, but yet they're all high and mighty banning members of Team Greater because that server is toxic. So I guess Ghost was a mod back at this point. And he said nobody active in a clan server. Aside from that, now that's funny to think about, aside from B&W, which isn't quite a clan. And I said allowing certain clans to advertise while others can't isn't fair. And this wasn't like the NSFW thing where if you had an NSFW advertisement you couldn't advertise. This was just random. If they liked you, they'd let you. If they didn't let you kind of thing. And he said, I feel like this Ghost drama was inevitable. I should note that. Eventually some crazy guys go to do some really stupid things in some position of power. At this point I didn't really have an issue with Ghost, to be honest. I said Ghost is probably not even top 5 in terms of dramas of Survivio minions. Nobody in Lamp are number 1 and 2. Excuse me, Ghost is not a mod, was never. Oh, I was under the impression he was. Never mind. WTF, I assume he is banned then? Why would we have a pedo as a mod and not immediately destroy him? I don't know. I was still banned in the server at that point. Sorry, I haven't been in Surviv main for a long time, so I have no clue who's a mod and who isn't. Remember, Ghost is the guy who's created hundreds of alts to spam nobody in Lamp's DMs for several months and organized spamming campaigns using alts as well. I said I haven't been in main for months. Yeah, no worry, that was more than months ago because I was banned for rebanned after unban. When was my exact date of ban? Is there a log somewhere? It was 2018. So I said, unsure. Yeah, because y'all don't have a log, do you? And I knew that was obvious because they would have been able to see truly where I got banned from. And he said, if in 2018 I don't even think the server itself logs it, which is sad TBH. And that's why people have logs. So you can see here, I have logs for everything. So you can see I kicked everybody here because the server was being ended. You can see here everybody getting warned and everybody getting banned, and everybody getting muted and unmuted. You can see what was going on because I had a decent logging system because I knew that stuff like this would come in handy. So I'd be able to check months back why somebody had an issue. They said that there wasn't some sort of log. And yeah, I mean, it allows mods to go unchecked. Even at the time when I was talking to people about it, all the mods give me different reasons why I was banned. Nick said I wasn't banned even, letting children get this much power, but I don't think devs really care about Discord too much. And he said, what counts as a child? And I mean, in reality, anyone under 18, but under 16 especially. A said that devs are currently somewhat satisfied with the Discord, and I said that's disturbing and nobody is clearly over 18. And I said, how many bans are there? He is. I said, can't you tell? Nah, he asked like a moron in the mouth. He's probably a software engineer, which I don't think is true. I think he's just a little kid who knows how to do some code. But he said just bans people for the sake of it. LMAO, so that's what your rant is. Yeah, people think of that anyway. How many servers are there in Surviv main? 2,656. So about 3% of people that have joined the server, close to 4%. Nah, there are a lot of members that leave, which to me is a major red flag. Why would you brag about how many people leave your server? Like, to me, that's not something to brag about. To me, if a lot of people are leaving your server, it means either your game's trash or your server's trash. And both of those things should not be something to be proud of here. So I said, so 4% of members have been banned. No, that sounds like quite a bit. Say that again. Most of the people we ban are just DM spammers who would leave soon anyway. So they had 73,000 members at the time. 2,700 have been banned. Can't assume every person we banned a year ago is a person who would still be a functioning member. And total people who have joined, I can't get a sample. Took me 19 leaves to find one ban, which is like, ooh. So if we do that math, 52,000 people had left. That's like half the server had left, nearly. Like 40% of the server. That's not something you should be proud about. Terrible sample, but you get the idea. Half the people got lives. Like, for what do I do? You are a person out of 2.7 thousand. Okay, one person who gets done. Get unbanned. You have a significant online presence. That's correct. You have continued interest in the correct game and clans in the game. That's correct. Which rules at 99% of banned people, which I know 100% is true because I could name like 250 people that I got banned for BS reasons who are still very prominent in the community this time. Here, I found here. So he said you could maybe find 10 people if you're lucky 20. I said I gave quite a few. I said I could find 20. I can find 100. He upped it to 40. Now it's 40. It was 10, then 20, now 40. You claim 100. Find 20 first. Basically here, you can read for yourself. I'm gonna scroll through kind of slowly. So basically, it was just an argument about whether or not people could be banned and who couldn't be. But basically the point is, if you guys want to read it, you can go through it. But I said, wish I could get me one of those bans. I feel like it's just a meme to keep me banned now. Do you want to know what a common consensus is? I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with you. As a clan co-owner / owner that advertised on the server, I've had to not talk anymore after getting the Survivor role, in fears of losing it or getting warned / banned. In my opinion, this consensus is flawed. You get Survivor to keep posting, and then you stop talking because you don't have to. No, ask most clan owners. I know owning a clan takes a lot of time and a load of energy, which you can spend with your clan. Most clan leaders live in fear about talking in the main server, not on main. If they get banned, they have no way to advertise. I know this is a big thing. I would specifically ask people in my account, in my clan, certain people, to not say anything in the server after they got the role that they were allowed to advertise in, out of fear that if I didn't have any way to advertise, my clan would die, because other clans would be able to advertise and get fresh blood and my clan wouldn't. If they get banned, they're screwed. Being a non-Nazi helps a lot. Ellen that died that way. I was banned and my co-leaders were banned too. We had no way to advertise, so I'm a Nazi. Now just reading some ban reasons. Can I at least get a message to Mod Nail to try to have a chance? Yes, that's all I wanted was an unban. This whole conversation could have been ended if I got unbanned. I'll explain to you in a little bit why this is a concern here. This conversation, why this whole thing could have been fixed with this unban. So I can't keep up with these. Why don't you wait a second? I'll pull something up. Here, he sent me this document here. I'll show it to you here. He came up with a document and great idea here about me getting everybody in my servers who wanted to get an unban here. So we put the tag, the ID, and the reason, and the request. You can see everybody here. We had more, but I figured in the end that there wasn't going to be anything, so I stopped working on it. So I said, can I request for other people to share this document or not? Yeah, go for it. I mean, to be shared, I gave comment permanence only. People can't write it. Okay, there are 12 now. Thanks for doing this. I was even excited. I was excited for a second that he was going to help. Wow, that was fast. I have no idea when I'll get to these. I'll let it spread a bit and read over it when I'm less busy. Any idea when that'll be? Mid-July. Keep in mind this was back in June the 20th. So I knew at this point his tactic was just to give it a month and hope that I'd forget about it. Which, to be fair, is kind of what happened, except not really, because I'm still talking about it now. Where I'm in July, I'm pretty loaded at mid-July, that's the moment. Hey, you know, a guy named Shroud, I think he's in Cosmic. Now, he's coming to me for help, but I couldn't, but he wouldn't give me any help. I said I did not. Anyway, this isn't important here. I got banned from the subreddit. Instead of giving me a reason or anything else, he just said it's a bad reason, a bad subreddit, and I should just leave it. July 3rd, gave you a chance to look over it. And now here's where he grinded my gears again. I said, do you have a chance to unlook at the ban list? He said, what's new? I can't after I look. I said, nothing's new, but I don't think anybody's been unbanned, have they? And now he goes into excuse 2. Oh, everybody hates the mods right now, so we can't do anything because we're hated, which is a really trash logic, and I'll explain why in this conversation here. He said, no, and not especially at this, and especially not at this moment. I said, why not? All this main / mods hate and low-key rating by certain people has succeeded in making the mods pretty resistant to the idea of unbanning. The good news is FOFA has been pretty nice so far, so it's not all that bad. No, that's an excuse you're making up in order to not do anything. There's always an excuse. This is fact, an excuse. We're all too busy. Everybody hates us. There's actually an insane amount of hate going around. Yes, I know. This logic goes, why unban these people if they're going to hate on us? They're not helping it. And this is where I think that's when my brain started to die, and not in a good way. So why don't you do something to make yourself not hated? That sounds pretty logical. What do you do if you're hated? Well, you make yourself not hated. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult of a concept. It's difficult to do because when people hate you, they usually hate you for a reason. But the concept of making somebody not hate you is not a super difficult concept. So I said, well, so why don't you do something to make yourself not hated? That sounds pretty logical. He said, that's what you're trying to get at, I suppose, but that's not how it turned out. I know, and also not how it works. Realize how hard it is to appease the angry crowd of IO gamers, which I don't think it's that difficult. Just give us a game that works and a community that we can be a part of. That's about all we need. I mean, realistically, all the arguments I have is that there's too many cheaters. I'm unbanned from something that I shouldn't be banned from, and the updates aren't very good because I can't stream it very well anymore. That's literally every single qualm I've had with Surviv and Surviv main. That's the reason why I've been constantly fighting these people over the past 3 years or so. Like, literally all you have to do is do those 3 things and it's GG easy. That's all. I said, you all are hardballing because you have all the power and don't actually want to help the community. Oh, I know how hard it is. I've been at the epicenter one and I repaired the issues that made people dislike me, and now most people like me. I know what was that caused by. Would you say that's the case for any of the mods of the Surviv server? I was being biased towards certain clans. Oh, so your server, Clan Hub. Yes, how recently? I'm curious, the clan politics like 2-3 months ago. It was a witch hunt, very similar to what is going on right now. I'm doubtful. I'm sure it was bad though, knowing how clans are. A few small people were angry and got people to turn with them because they were different, not against them. Oh yeah, clans are so bad. At least we don't ban people because we want to. Do you know what the funny thing was? Nick and Justin didn't want to get involved with clan drama back when clans were first the same thing. Or first a thing, but now it seems that's all you guys do. Oh, you have no idea what else we need to deal with. Like what? People saying mod abuse in chat. I'm pretty sure you had something to do with those people, which is probably not true. But no, we have things to do. We run a pretty big server and we have lots of stuff to do, which at this point, that's not true. Literally their entire job was just to make sure the server didn't say bad words and say something against Surviv. Actually had very little to do with what most people have been doing. I have done one major effort and one more coming. The other people were people possibly inspired by me, but not in coordination with me. I too have a big server and I have to do a lot of stuff. I have 16 clans that I'm coordinating, 17 states that I'm coordinating, 2 continents that I'm coordinating, as well as 100 individuals across 4 servers. And this is really poorly phrased. I meant there was 100 individuals, like 100 mods and admins, not 100 people in my servers. Anyway, I should have phrased that poorly because then he thought my server was 100 people. So in fact, I have to send out 50 messages tonight reminding people to play their tournament matches tomorrow. Yeah, I run a tournament league. Okay, that's pretty funny. 100 individuals. My small server is 120. Okay, 120 people on a server. And what goals, interests do they have? They all like playing tournaments, 1v1s, 2v2s, squads, etc. They all want to get better Surviv players. They all want to get better at Surviv. That's grammatically incorrect. One server is for tournaments, one server is state versus state, one server is for clan wars, one is for a World Cup style thing, as well as LM, but I kind of let LM die because I had more important servers to deal with, plus I have 2 jobs as well as going to college. And you know what happens when stuff needs to get done? I stay up and I do it. I had to pull a few nights up until 2 a.m. getting stuff done before I go on vacation or something, but I love doing it and people want me to keep doing it. This was talking about how much effort I put into Surviv, especially around these months here because I had 4 servers going on and they all relied a ton of effort. This was the witch hunt against me. They just sent it to a whole bunch of people that didn't like me. Anyway, well, I'm just going to stop promoting Surviv now. I'm deleting 2 servers, giving 2 over, and I'm only going to be with 1. I don't need to help support the game that the devs don't support. You were never actually going to work on those unbans for you. It's been 4 months and nothing has been done about the ban's main Surviv. So now here's the point. I've been majorly let down by a mod. I asked the mod for something. He says he's going to do it. I give him exactly what he wants. He doesn't do anything with it. Major upset. Nothing I can do about it. I don't have any power to make him do anything. I don't have any access to any other mods because I'm banned from the server and I can't connect. I can't message the developers because they don't have me added as friends. So there's nothing I can do here. So what I do, I just run my own servers on my own. Got to like 700 members, had a very poppin' stream, was averaging 75 viewers at the end. Now the entirety of the Surviv category can't pull 75 viewers. That's not to brag, let's just say the game's dead. But anyway, we're going on to Libby now.